To finish Program 2 of Unit 11, we'll need to write the will_score function. Will_score takes in information specifying where the ball has been placed, and it returns true if the ball will score on its own starting in that position, and false if it will not. Writing will_score is tricky, so we'll take it step by step. First, notice that our initial values for Sx and Sy are both positive 5. That means that at the beginning, in each animation step, the ball will move 5 steps over and 5 steps down. That means its motion will be downward and to the right. Now let's look at a picture of the playing field with some extra lines added. Suppose the ball starts in this position. It will move downward to the right in parallel with the lines that have been drawn. Then it will bounce, moving perpendicular to those lines, bounce again and move parallel, and so on. Notice that from the starting position, randomly chosen, the ball will never enter the goal area. Suppose instead the random position was chosen here. Again, the ball will move parallel, perpendicular, parallel, and so on, never scoring. In fact, if the ball starts anywhere between this black line and this one here, it cannot score. It will always stay in between the two black lines. However, what will happen if the ball starts out in this triangle at the upper right, or this one at the lower left? Let's try here first. In this case, it bounces, bounces, and scores. Suppose it starts here. It bounces, 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 and scores. If the ball starts in either of these two triangles, it will score. If it starts out in the rest of the playing field, between the two black lines, it will not score. Now what we need to do is think how to specify in Python code that the ball is outside the middle region, that is, in a position where it will score. And again, this is tricky. Consider the positions along this dark blue line. Here we're 0 over and 0 down. Here we're 100 over and 100 down. Here in the middle, 150 over and 150 down. In fact, anywhere along this line, the over amount and the down amount must be equal. Since they're equal, the difference between them is 0. Anywhere along this line, if we subtract the over amount from the down amount, we must get 0. What happens if we begin to move away from this line? Consider this point, 150 over and 150 down. If we move a little bit this way, we'll be 149 over, a little less, and 151 down, a little more. The difference between the two numbers has increased. It was 0, 150 and 150. Now it's 2, the difference between 149 and 151. As we move away from the center line, the difference between the over and the down increases. We'll think more about this in the next part of the screencast.